Okay, the last thing I'm going to show you is how to create a Skillion roof sitting on top of your C channels. Now to do that, first of all, you need to go back to your plan view and you should be creating your roof on the RFL story. Okay, now before I do that, I just want to mention something to everyone. Now remember when we were creating the C channels and the universal beams? Now, especially the C channels. In the last video, I was actually using a layer called Roof General for the C channel, which I think it's not a good idea. Now, my intention of doing this is because I would like to share with you how to use the Find and Select feature to pick up all the C channels at once. Because as you know that the universal beam and the C channel, they all belong to the library part. So if I press Control A, it will pick up the universal beam and the C channel all at once. But for example, like now I just want to pick up all the C channels only. So how do we do that? So to do this, first of all, the shortcut for that is Control F. Now, Control F is something called Find and Select. This is an excellent little feature which allows you to pick up anything that's assigned to any layer um, or maybe pick up something that's been categorized um, as, let's say, door or window or wall or anything like that. However, I'm just going to show you how to use this. Now, first of all, the first thing you will see is this. You have the criteria, you have the value. Now, the first thing you will see is the element type. It's all types. Just leave that as it is. The next thing you will need to do is to click on this add button, which is select criterion. Click on that. And then in here, I'm going to click on this arrow next to model view because in here, there is something called layer. So I would like to add this layer as my a new criteria. So to do that, you can click on the layer and then you click add. And then after that, you will have the layer criteria over here. Now, layer is ArchiCAD layer. Now, notice that there's a little button here. So if you click on this, this is the edit value. If you click on that, if let's say if I go and browse for a layer called Roof General, and then after that, down here you have the plus and the minus. Minus is to deselect the elements, and plus is to select elements. So if I click on the plus sign, it's going to pick up everything that's assigned to this layer called Roof General. So as you can see right now, all my C channels will be picked up just like that. And that's exactly what I want. Now, whilst this has been highlighted, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly assign these C channels over to a different layer, which I think it's a better layer to use for them. So that layer, perhaps you can use something like roof framing. Roof framing. So I'm going to switch this over to roof framing layer and now it's done. Okay. Now just to double check I've done the right thing, I'm just going to hit escape to clear the selection. And I'm just gonna click on the C channels again. Yes. So every single channel, C channel has been assigned correctly to the layer called roof framing. All right. Now that's done. And I'm going to close this now. Right. Now the roof. Let's create a 2-degree pitch Skillion roof. So to do that, you will have to click on the roof tool and then up here in the info box, if you want to create like a single plane roof, you need to make sure you select or click on this geometry method. This is the single plane. This is the multi-plane, which is for hip roof or gable roof. Okay, but Skillion roof, I'm going to choose this one. Now, as you can see, my building it's not perfectly squared or anything like that. So, which means with the construction method, you cannot choose this option because this is designed for anything that's in a rectangular shape. So I will need to make sure I choose this one, which is known as complex roof. This allows you to trace whatever shape you preferred. Okay. Now over here, As you can see, currently the roof structure has been set to composite, which is a very important thing to use, okay, because you guys are heading towards working drawing stage, so you need to make sure you choose the composite option. And if you choose this option, ArchiCAD will let you pick some of the presets that you can get from the library, or you can simply create one yourself. Now, I'm just going to use something simple like this, generic slab roof, okay, to start with. So I'm just going to choose that. Now, the first thing you need to do here when you create like a flat roof or a Skillion roof, now notice that there's like a command, a line down here. It says enter first node of roof pivot line. Now with the roof pivot line, basically it's where the roof is going to be fixed to. So I'm just going to zoom in close to where my gutter is. See this green line here? This is the edge of my gutter. I'm just going to simply click anywhere along this line, and then I'm gonna do my second click here. Now, this pivot line doesn't have to go all the way to the end, all right? Because it's not going to print and it's not going to show on your print anyway. So I'm just gonna finish my second click here. So now, once you have finished clicking on the second point here, your cursor will turn into an eyeball. Now, basically, this eyeball is asking which direction is your roof going to be pitching to. So I'm just gonna click here, okay, like so. And after that, your cursor will turn into the pencil or a pen. So that means you can actually enter the first node of roof polygon, meaning you can start tracing the shape of your roof. So I'm just gonna start here, and whenever you do anything like this, you need to make sure you zoom in as close as possible. And of course, if you click on the wrong spot, please don't hit escape, because if you hit escape, you have to do the whole thing again. So all you have to do is you can press backspace to undo the steps. Okay, and then you can continue. Now this model is not completely resolved yet, because this is just a quick model that I've created for demonstration purposes. There's a lot more I need to do. Now please make sure you zoom in as close as possible. Okay, all right, now the roof is done. Now how can I tell the roof is there? Remember, if you can't see it on the plan view, it doesn't mean it's not there. Okay, so one of the best way is go to your 3D view to check it out. See, this is my roof that's currently sitting at, I think, at least 22 degrees. Yes, it is too, 22 degrees. So it's too high and it's sitting at the wrong height as well. So how can we fix this? Very easy. Of course, if you already know the height, you can click on the roof and then just type in the height over here. But again, if you're not sure, what you can do is you can create yourself a section view, and then you can see what's going on the section view here. So now I'm just going to um, select this roof, and I'm going to lower it. So I'm going to press Control D and then click on this point here and then drag it down. I'm holding Shift key, by the way. Okay, I'm just gonna place it down here. And then I'm going to change the pitch to 2 degrees. Now this is 2 degree. Now you see this darker gray shaded area? Now this is actually a space or cavity space I would like to reserve for the C channels. And as you can see, by default, I have no idea what is the gap for this cavity space. So we will need to modify that. And again, I don't think I'm going to use dark gray or anything for this area, because it should be cleared. Okay, it's a cavity space. Now, to adjust the composite of this wall, the roof, what you need to do is you need to remember what is actually the height of the C channels. and I can see right here it's actually 150. Look, it can be any measurement. As long as you know what's the measurement of your C channel, you just stick with that. Now it's 150, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to edit the composite of this roof. It's actually very easy. Now what I like to do most of the time is this. If I click on this roof, right, and then if I go right click, it will give me the shortcut menu. And in the shortcut menu, it will give me something like edit selected composite or profile. All I have to do is to click, and then it will bring me back to the composite. Okay, so after that, I'm just going to check. Now this is referring to the darker shade. So instead of using dark gray, I'm just going to change the building material by clicking on this button, and perhaps I'll choose cavity space. Okay, and then over here, I'm just going to change the measurement to 150. So if I hit OK now, bam, done. Okay, so if I go to my 3D, it's looking pretty good. If you like, you can cut a 3D section this way. You can see every bit that you have created for your roof structure. Okay, if I switch this to color mode, yes. All right. Now, clearly in here, you can actually have all your suspension rod or your services um, um, in this area here. Okay. Now, again, I'm just going to switch this back now. Right. How about the plan view? Is everything looking okay? Everything's not looking that okay yet. Now, the reason why is because first thing, as you can see, the roof is not, it seems like it's been cut out. So the reason why is because of the cut plane in ArchiCAD. Now with the cut plane, all you have to do is to go up to the top menu, you go look for documents, and then you look for floor plan, cut plane. And then click, you have these settings here. Now cut plane height to current story. Now this is the default height of where the cut plane is sitting at. And currently it's a little bit too low, that's why it cut through the roof. So if I just increase this all the way to 2000, and as you can see, everything will be shown as full. Now, does it look okay? I don't think so. Look at the roof. It's currently seems like it's sitting below the C channels and the universal beam, which is not. Now, whenever you have this kind of situation, you will need to send the roof to the front. Now, just remember, everything you are doing right now is all in 3D. It's not 2D. So to do that, I'm just going to pick up the roof. Now, if you're having difficulty trying to pick up the roof because it's been overlapped by too many other components, what you need to do now is just simply press tab, tab, tab. And as you can see, each time when I press tab, the selection will cycle through. So now it's asking me, okay, I have detected the slab. And if I press tab again, I have detected the roof. So which one do you want to pick? It's the roof. So now I'm just going to click and I can pick up the roof. And after that, I'm just going to go right click here and then go display order and then go bring to front. This way, I will not see my C channels and my universal beams. And this is going to be my roof plan. And of course, as you can see, the section marker is also currently sitting underneath the roof as well. So I'm going to do the same thing. Click on a section marker, right click, display order, bring to front. If you need this, well, only if you need this to be on top. But currently, as you can see, this section marker here is just for me to check on my section view to make sure everything is looking okay. And this is not the official section marker. All right. Now, this is how you create your roof, and that's pretty much it. Your roof is done. And like I mentioned before, if I were to create a diagonal section view just for fun. It's going to give me everything in full detail. Okay. Last but not least, did you notice that I have shadows going around on my section? Now, when it comes to working drawings, you should not have any shadows turned on. Now, to turn off the shadow, all you have to do is to go make sure you're in that view, and then you go down to the properties, and then you can click on the settings, or you can simply go right click and then go choose section settings. And in here, you will have something like model display. So if you click on model display and then you scroll down and you will find something like sun and shadows. All you have to do here is to turn this off. If you hit OK, and the shadows will be gone. And that's it.